Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you everything that your puppy needs to know when she is 6 to 9 months old. I know this is a really overwhelming time in your pup's life, but if you follow these steps that I give you, you'll make your life and your pup's life more enjoyable. And the best part is that you and your pup will be better friends after this. So with all that said, let's get to it. To be very clear, a lot of people think at this stage in your pup's life, your dog is trying to dominate you or try to see where he fits in the pack. This is simply not true. All the studies that led people to believe these things have been proven wrong through proper scientific research. We have learned that dogs don't actually live to be top dog, and dogs aren't wolves anymore. They've been bred for hundreds of years to be companions to humans and lost a lot of traits that their wolf ancestors have. But in recent studies, they have proven that a hierarchy in a pack isn't what we thought it was. Mom and Dad are considered the alphas, if you will. Simply, they were the parents. And so they weren't mean or harsh, but they did teach their young what was right and what was wrong. Then their pups would stay in that pack until they were ready to start their own. So basically, they were one big family. So we shouldn't think that our dogs are trying to dominate us whenever they jump on us or run through a door ahead of us. There are logical explanations to this, and I will share them later. Remember to keep working on everything that your dog already knows. I know it can be really boring to drill the same thing over and over, but that's the only way to get your dog to be reliable. And I think everybody would enjoy it if their dog would listen to them 100% of the time. But the only way to do that is if you practice. And so keep practicing those skills that your dog already knows so that she can be perfectly consistent with them whenever you ask her to. And it's also important to ask for these things when you're out socializing in different environments, so your dog listens to you when they're in a new place. And so start by going to places your dog already knows well, like a park that you go to every day to take a walk. And just randomly ask for a sit or a lay down or a look at me, something like that that's really easy, your dog knows really well. And ask for that a few times randomly when you're in those places. And then as your dog gets better at that, try some of their harder tricks. Anything your dog knows well enough to do at your home, do it in those social settings. And know that your dog won't be perfect right away, but that's why we need to practice, so they can be perfect. So make your expectations lower than what they would be at your house and maybe even in your front yard. But know that your dog will improve over time if you keep practicing these things. And don't forget to give your dog an extra special reward for this, because that's a lot. They're using a lot of brain power to figure this out, and so make sure to give them extra special treats like chicken or hot dog. But it can also be a toy, whatever your dog enjoys the most, their absolute favorite currency. As I mentioned before, it is important that you keep socializing your dog so that she can become a well-behaved dog. Every dog needs to learn what this world is like so they can become a proper citizen. If you haven't socialized your puppy yet, that's okay. You have to start somewhere. Just know that the main time for socialization is 8 to 14 weeks of age. That means everything your puppy has encountered in those few weeks determines how she will react to those things for her life. And yes, you can counter condition her and she will improve, but it has a dramatic effect on how they behave in those situations and when they meet those people or animals in that time. And so it's very important that you're socializing your puppy at that time. But if you haven't, that is completely okay. Start now, because something is better than nothing. Ideally, you socialize your puppy a lot from 8 to 14 weeks old, and then at least once a week until she is a year old, and then keep occasionally taking her out to keep that practice up after a year old. It is a good time in your dog's life to ask them to sit before doing anything. You want a treat? Sit. You want to go outside? Sit. You want to play a game of fetch? Sit. Eventually your dog will start automatically sitting whenever they want something. It's like them asking for something and then saying please. Your dog will learn pretty quickly that good things come when he sits. One thing that I wanted to mention is that having your dog in a down stay is a really good way to keep your dog under control. Most dogs are more reliable in a down stay, so it makes it easier for some dogs to learn certain things, like not jumping on people or to not run out the door. Staying on the topic of greeting people, you need to teach your dog how to properly greet people. She's not the little ball of fuzz that she used to be. If you have a large breed dog, they're now strong enough to knock people down, and this can be really dangerous. So I'm going to go over how you can teach your dog to not jump on people when trying to greet them. To start, you want to come up with an incompatible behavior with jumping. This could be sitting, lying down, going to a mat. Let's say that you want your dog to go to a mat. To start, you want to teach them, of course, how to go to a mat. And I haven't made a video on this yet, but I hope to soon, so be on the lookout for that. And get her to where she can stay on the mat for at least a minute when you're close by. And then you'll want to gradually build up the length over time, but for now, it'll be okay if she can just stay for a minute. Then you'll need to introduce your mat into the entryway. And remember that every step, you lower your expectations for your dog. You're not gonna put the mat in the entryway and expect your dog to sit there for a full straight minute, unless that's where you've been doing your training sessions, because it's a new environment. You need to lower your expectations for your dog so that she can succeed. And so start with that and build up to a minute again. You'll notice that your dog learns this a lot quicker. Gradually increase the distractions. Start by going up to the doorknob and touching it, then clicking and giving her a treat. Do this until your dog's comfortable, then maybe you can hold on to the doorknob, and maybe then after that turn it. Then open it just a little bit. Notice that we're going in teeny tiny steps so that your dog is set up for success. This is important so that you can teach your dog this faster. And so basically you just keep going so that you can open the door more, and then you can have a friend or a family member help you with this next step. And you're gonna have them stand on the other side of the door and maybe knock or ring the doorbell, and then have your dog go to her mat and lie down and start there. And then you'll start going to the door and touching it, and then turning the knob, and then opening the door again. Now this seems very repetitive, but that's what your dog needs so that she can succeed. And then you can start letting the person in, and make sure it's someone that your dog knows well, so that they're not so excited that they break their stay on the mat. And then you'll just keep setting her up for success. And then remember to release your dog from the mat before she gets too excited. By the time your dog gets here and you can start introducing new people into the training and start doing it in real life. And hopefully by the time you release your dog from the mat, they'll be calmer and know what is happening so that they don't jump up on people. If you're worried this isn't the case, then sit might be a better option to teach your dog so that they're not jumping up on people. You basically go through the same steps if you're trying to teach your dog to sit instead of go to the mat. And the same goes for door dashing. And I have a video on that, so I'll put a link in the description below if you want to see that. Never, ever let your dog off leash at this time of her life. It is so important. Dogs get less reliable when they are this age, even if they were reliable before. So do not let her off leash. It is more important than ever to keep practicing your recall. But if you're inside, it is important to start giving your dog some off-leash supervised freedom so that she can start learning how to behave in your house without a leash. You should only do this if you can fully supervise your puppy. And the best time to do this is right after you give your dog some exercise and she is tired. This will increase her chances of behaving, which is what you want to do. If you're not paying close enough attention to your puppy, you may find that she is starting to steal things. This could be because she wants your attention or simply because she doesn't know any better. The easiest way to fix this is by picking everything up and keeping your puppy on leash. But you can't do that forever. So how is your pup gonna learn? First off, you need a strong leave it. Whenever you see your puppy going to grab something, tell her to leave it and then give her something else to do, like playing tug with you or a food puzzle. Only let your dog off leash if you can give her your full attention so that she doesn't have a chance to steal things. Like I said before, a lot of puppies are less reliable at this age. So a lot of puppies run away when they are this age. To keep this from happening, simply keep your puppy on leash whenever outside. Do you see a pattern here? Keeping your puppy on a leash, except when you can give her your full attention, can keep you from having a puppy with lots of unwanted behaviors and can also save you from a lot of heartache. Resource guarding is another issue that some people have to address when puppies are this age. So I'll have links in the description below to my 2 videos on resource guarding. One is about how to prevent it, and the other one is how to fix it. And so please watch those if your dog is having resource guarding issues or if you want to prevent your dog from having resource guarding issues. If your dog still pulls on the leash while you're on walks, this is completely normal. Your dog just wants to get to the destination faster. One of the ways you can teach your dog to properly walk on a leash is by stopping or turning around and walking the other way whenever you feel tension on your leash. And this will teach your dog that it takes a lot longer to get to the destination I wanted to be at if I start pulling. But when I don't pull on the leash, then I get there faster. All you have to do is stand still or turn around and walk the other way until your dog follows you. Then you can turn around or keep going on your way, just like nothing happened before. Exercise is a necessity for all dogs. But how much does a puppy this age actually need? I would suggest 2 to 3 physical exercise sessions. This could be playing fetch, tug, a canine sport like agility, or a walk. Do whatever you and your dog enjoy. Then I suggest 2 to 3 mental stimulation sessions. This could be a training session or a food puzzle. If you ever find that your dog has more energy, then start feeding your dog his meals in a training session or getting a big food puzzle to put it in so that he's mentally stimulated, or going on more runs or playing with him more throughout the day so that he feels more satisfied. If your dog's physical and mental needs are met, your dog will have less undesirable behaviors. And don't forget to teach your dog fun tricks. Training doesn't always have to be serious. Teaching your dog fun tricks will strengthen the bond between you and your dog. And it's fun for both of you, so why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you hear when new videos come out. Have a wonderful day!